Welcome back. You're locked in with Ruppleberry Reacts, man. Today we are jumping into casual geographics, truly disturbing realities of dolphins. I know a little bit about dolphins. I used to work at the Georgia Aquarium. We'll talk more about that later. Let's get into it, man.
The following video contains topics that may be considered disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. It's been a long time coming. It's been 3 years since my last dolphin video, which means 3 Halloweens have gone by with this aquatic thug wiener going unchecked. Not this time. This satanic smiling sausage, Davy Jones' delinquent offspring, this audacious ocean hippo, we'll get to that. The dolphin is a breathing
Davy Jones, what?
Delinquent offspring. This audacious ocean hippo, we'll get to that. The dolphin is a breathing, breaching hate boner, and their psychopathic tendencies come from their intelligence. Dolphins are arguably the smartest things alive without thumbs or launch codes, which allows them to manipulate the world around them, including the animals in it. Dolphins will reportedly harass pufferfish into releasing poison, which apparently they get obliterated off of, resulting in a literal nightmare rotation. It isn't scientifically proven that dolphins get elevated and hella faded off a spicy stress ball. The alternative is the jocks of the sea playing handball with a living puffer, and that's probably...
So you're telling me dolphins have figured out that pufferfish are toxic, but not toxic enough to kill them, just toxic enough to get them bent. And they have fun with it. Now that I've never seen, or I really didn't know that. Didn't know that's what they were doing out here.
Most child-friendly form of dolphin recreation. I'm gonna have to get real creative with the way I describe this, but dolphins will stick their little dolphin dorks wherever they desire, including the disembodied heads of decapitated fish, which might have just been a one-off if researchers didn't also witness a bottlenose wrap live wriggling eels around their stick shift. We've also witnessed 2 river dolphins treating an anaconda like a pool noodle, except the photographer took a closer look and noticed something. The snake was likely dead, like an erectile dysfunction, which only one of them would know about since both dolphins' privates were standing very much at attention. Workers at the Dolphin Research Center also got a nasty surprise when they discovered baby nurse sharks finding their way into the lagoon and the waterlogged hot dogs using them as volleyballs. Dolphins might be the only animals to use other living animals as tools, with a group of dolphins discovering that they could use live sponges as snout guards as they scrape the sea floor. It's not proven sponges can feel pain, but it makes no difference to these brine bullies. If a dolphin can use another creature as a pawn, it will. That's how one dolphin created a whole seagull murder ring just for some extra fish. Basically, Kelly the dolphin had an unspoken agreement with her trainer where she'd get rewarded with fish every time she helped clean litter from her tank, including expired seagulls. So Kelly would hide a fish during feeding and then use it to bait seagulls when no one was looking, only to snatch them, drown them, and exchange the waterboarded bird.
What? Okay, all right. Dolphins are heinous animals, apparently. All that keying that they be doing is nothing funny. Yo, oh my gosh. Okay, so first of all, he has some of the best like jokes and nicknames for things. But the facts, that's what I'm here for. And the facts are astounding.
More fish. Not only that, but Kelly taught her daughter the same trick, ensuring the seagull side circle goes on at least another generation. Another time a dolphin's brain was someone else's downfall was down in the Gulf of Mexico, where biologists stumbled across hundreds of decapitated catfish bobbing around the water. Not only that, the eyes and the fins were still moving, and the fish heads made this disturbing grunting sound when brought on the boat. The cause was, catfish have several serrated spines for self-defense, and a gang of Gulf bottlenose dolphins apparently realized they could nerf the catfish by surgically beheading them. But so far, we've seen dolphins working harder, not smarter, with seagulls, sponges, and catfish all being collateral damage. That doesn't explain dolphins being a jihad.
Sir, what in the world? What in the world? So you telling me there are dolphins out here? Bro, why has there never been a horror movie made about dolphins? Why is there not a horror movie made about dolphins? Why don't we have a Jaws, but the flipper version? Like, why is there not a horror movie about dolphins, bro? Why are we trying to keep this such a pristine and clean image of these savage animals? What is this? This is outrageous.
other animals unprovoked. Dolphins in Belize have been attacking and even life-depriving baby manatees. They've even gone as far as separating manatee calves from their mothers to make an attempt on their life. This is the same animal that finessed its way on an alligator's whitelist, getting folded by a pack of flippers. Dolphins are literally if hippos went the Professor X route, lost their legs but gained hyperintelligence. Which isn't a joke since the closest living relative to whales and dolphins are hippos. But the animal that gets it the absolute worst from dolphins are the ones that look the most like them. Dolphins have a homicidal obsession with porpoises, with cases of them washing ashore with bite marks and broken bones. It's like they can't help themselves for real. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Put a porpoise in their presence and it's like the Powerpuff Girls going Gotham City on a green monkey.
So if you don't know what a porpoise is, it's basically like a dolphin, a little bit smaller, but it has the head of, just think of like a killer whale, or orca rather. Think of something like that. It's along those lines, but it's, how do you, they just, it's they don't want them around, I guess. Like they not feeling them, I guess. That's what that has to be, because what in the world?
2016, one lone male bottlenose flatlined at least 6 porpoises, and the injuries were roughly the same. Fatal hemorrhages, broken bones, and lacerated lungs. No one knows for sure why dolphins are purposely committing acts of war, but the best guess involves how dolphins behave with each other.
Also, just for like just a comparison, dolphins can get really big. Like people be thinking, oh, it's like 5 feet. No, it's like 10 feet sometimes. And dolphins are huge, bro. Those things are huge, bro.
If you thought they were better to their own kind, you don't understand the depravity of this malice-fueled middle finger. Dolphins regularly commit the act of infanticide, with males often harassing and separating the mother from—
That is true. I learned that probably right where he's getting this image from. They do that like as soon as the baby, like basically it sends the mother into a state of wanting to reproduce again. Like it's not there, so now you have to do it again, and they usually want to be the first person around when they catch that feeling. It's crazy, bro. Dolphins are really dolphins are not cool, bro. Like dolphins need to be canceled, bro.
Defenseless calf and escorting it off the census. It's a classic case of deleting the baby to have a shot at the now child-free mother. Plenty of animals like horses and hippos do this, but no animal takes baby abolishing as far as dolphins. There was a case where a mother orca and her adult son worked together to drown a baby killer whale, also the son could sensually explore the mother that watched them do it. In 2020 in Mutsu Bay, Japan, researchers witnessed a gang of dolphins pull up on a mother and her calf and begin mauling the baby. What shocked them was suddenly the first group stopped harassing the dolphin calf, only for a second group to show up and go at him even harder. For well over an hour, 23 different dolphins got involved, and a newbie dolphin was sent to the gulag after being hit over 100 times. And knowing what we now know about dolphins, that might have just been business as usual. Dolphin Society is like an episode of Oz, and like the show, it all starts with the men. When a male dolphin is young, they'll form a group with 2 or 3 others, and these will be the closest bonds these males will ever have, as these alliances can last decades. But it's not just kumbaya. The main reason for them linking up is these dolphins will kidnap lone females and keep them in custody for weeks, while they mate with her the entire time, consent sold separately. These dolphin gangs are highly possessive, and even have a specific pop sound.
Bruh, dolphins are pirates. Dolphins are pirates of the sea. I don't think they have land pirates. Do they have land pirates? What would be land pirates? Hyenas, maybe? Are dolphins the hyenas of the sea? Bruh, there's no way. I know dolphins are not the prettiest thing. Like, I'm a little bit of nerd on that side. Like, I have a little bit of knowledge about that. Like, no, I know that they're not. But I didn't know that they were going all out like this, bro. There's so much savagery in these dolphins, like, embedded in them. Why? Man. But then you hear stories like dolphins saving people's lives and using their sonars to help locate things and just being great animals.
female to swim closer, and she can get jumped for not complying. The females usually fight back, but only escape about 25% of the time. Not only that, but these water Weinsteins mate year-round, meaning an unlucky female can get tagged by multiple gangs in one trip around the sun. 3 dolphins acting as the Musketeers of Malice are known as a First Order Alliance. There's also a Second Order Alliance, with additional dolphins doing the dirty work for the group, work including attacking other pods, stealing their females, while
So those top 3 out of capos, those are the Corleones of the group, you know. Then they got the foot soldiers working. This is a gang. This is gang mentality here. This is a mob. Sinister stuff here. Dolphins.
additional dolphins doing the dirty work for the group, work including attacking other pods, stealing their females, while protecting their own from equally lust-crazed males. Basically, the First Order Alliance is like a basketball big three, with the Second Order being the role players. Of course, sometimes 2 Second Order Alliances join forces to create, a Third Order Alliance. Not only does this mean dolphins have the largest non-human social network on the planet, they use it to operate like a pack of sea ditties. Penetration without permission is so rampant that female dolphins actually evolved the same equipment as ducks, where their those are maze-like to flush out any unwanted baby batter. But the male's response was dolphins developing a 12-inch pink
Hold on, wait. Let me digest that information real quick, process that. He just said females have a maze-like cavity which has adapted because of the savagery that they're going to go through. Like, there's 10 doors in here and only one is the egg. But I know you savages are going to knock down these other 9. Have at it. And then, how evolution works, because it never stops, they have grown larger to cover more area. What? Oh, man. Take the controller away from whoever has it right now for this game of life. Because there's no way they are playing fair with that. There's no way.
A bedroom arm. Speaking of which, male dolphins aren't even safe from each other. Non-allied males assert dominance by biting, jaw clapping, tail slapping, and mounting. The Brokeback kind. Remember, it's Ocean Oz out here. To be fair, that's also how they play, and young male dolphins will actually practice on each other and take turns being the female long before they try it on a real one. And there's nothing wrong with that. Except dolphins have a nasty habit of projecting. I'm 99% sure the porpoisides and manatee maimings were because both animals look like the babies of their own kind. Which is pretty insane logic. Imagine someone on trial for running over the vertically deficient, only for their main defense to be that they thought it was a child. Porpoises and sea blimps aren't the only ones catching strays. Since 2022, more than 45 people have been attacked while swimming in Fukui, Japan, leaving many with broken bones and bites. And it's believed these attacks were carried out by one male Indo-Pacific bottlenose.
So there's one male dolphin just running the shores in Japan, holding it down, attacking anybody he feels like is crossing in his territory. Why? Because this is gangland, homie. This is gangland, sir. And you are in the wrong parts of the seas, please.
And it's been said the reason for this one-man dolphin demon campaign? Horny. Scientists think this dolphin is sexually frustrated and lonely and is taking it out on the humans around him. And the scariest part? There's a good chance he's only playing. Because if a 9-foot, several hundred-pound flesh missile wants you dead, you're...
There it goes. You heard it. 9 feet. Dolphins are not small. Like, I'm not 6 foot. I know I might look it. I know. I look tall. I know. Thank you. I'm not 6 foot. I am 5'10". How in the world would I fight off something that is 4 feet taller than me? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Simply dying. People say the rogue dolphin will often swim up to people and try to press his pink sword against them, which is actually the same way dolphins in an alliance act, so he's really just acting out natural behaviors but on people, only to lash out when they don't respond. He's not the only one. As you know, I went to the Cayman Islands earlier this year, and you'd think the most dangerous part would be me getting intimate with a stingray. It was actually me swimming in the same waters as Stinky. Stinky was a lone male dolphin infamous for trying to violate divers that meet his eye. One victim, Michael Mays, recounted how he and his wife were snorkeling and enjoying Grand Cayman when the menace named Stinky showed up. Michael tried warning his wife before Stinky charged her, slamming into her repeatedly. Someone should have warned Michael that he was what Stinky was after, as the dolphin attempted to dork Mike in front of his own wife. And you know dolphins don't discriminate with both Jessica Alba and
Bro, this dolphin is sinister, bruh. He's like, nah, I don't even want the pretty lady. I want you, sir.
more seeing just what happens when a dolphin decides to go on booty warrior timing. In fact, one dolphin's impulses likely ruined a man's life. Alan Cooper was an animal rights activist who also became close with a dolphin named Freddie, not that close, who he actually met in the wild but was now living in Flamingo Land. Except one day, Alan swam with Freddie, and bystanders watched and swore that Alan was getting handsy with the dolphin, and he would end up getting accused of going Rocky Balboa on little Freddie. Papers called him a dolphin diddler, and it went all the way to court. Whole time, all that really happened was Freddie got a little too homosexual and wrapped his prehensile trouser tongue around Alan's arm. Even with the case thrown out, Freddie's freak-off was a stain that largely derailed.
First of all, it wrapped around his arm, bruh. This is an arm. It wrapped around the arm like a tentacle, bruh. You know what? No, and no. I'm not swimming with the dolphins. Closest I got to dolphins was, like I said, when I worked at Georgia Aquarium. Right here, right there with that 2-foot thick glass that they have. I used to spend a lot of time up there, man. Dolphin shows were great. I loved it. I would never get into the water. And I used to like applaud the ladies and the guys that would, the trainers and the teams and everything. Like I would talk to them. Some of the coolest people you would meet. Do they not know that dolphins are sinister like this? They clearly didn't. They clearly can't. There's no way you can know that these animals are that bad, and yet you're playing with them. You can't, bro. You can't know that.
His career and killed almost any chance he'd ever have of being taken seriously. Yeah, there's a reason why legends say that Amazon river dolphins will shapeshift into men at night and impregnate young women before changing back in the morning. Dolphins are like the chimps of the sea, but where chimp society revolves around violence, dolphindom is...
I'll take that back. I said I never heard that, but it is believed that like river dolphins and then regular dolphins and even manatees and stuff like that, back in the day when no one, way back, when no one had any idea what anything was, they thought they were mermaids. Legit. So I see how that story could be circulated.
That Amazon river dolphins will shapeshift into men at night and impregnate young women before changing back in the morning. Dolphins are like the chimps of the sea, but where chimp society revolves around violence, dolphindom is centered around getting their rocks off. But dolphins can be just as dangerous as any wild animal. Pretty privilege makes you forget it's a hyper-intelligent pack-hunting super predator that could fold you 7 ways to Sunday if they wanted. And no dolphin showed that more than Chiao. Chiao was a male bottlenose dolphin that showed up in São Sebastião in Brazil in the mid-90s, where he was popular for his friendliness around humans, especially women, to the point where he started to see other male humans as a threat, and this time he wasn't playing. By December 1994, Chiao had sent nearly 30 people to the hospital, including one case where he attacked 2 men, breaking one's ribs and killing the other. So as you can see, dolphins commit atrocities against the world around them, against humanity as a whole, and even against their own kind. But do you know what actually makes them evil? It's not rhetorical, because there isn't anything I've said about this wombfish that something in nature doesn't also do. Yeah, dolphins wake up feeling like Jordan. So do lions, hippos, and zebras. That's 3/4 of the cast in Madagascar. Yeah, dolphins do the unspeakable with fish, but I've seen chimps get downright deplorable with a frog. Chimps will also murk rival children and then turn them into lunch meat. Yeah, dolphins are...
You know, it's the hurting of the offsprings. That is very much an animal trait, like even down to like hamsters and gerbils and rabbits. Oh, you think rabbits are cute and cuddly? You really let a rabbit get pregnant and then have those babies, and you just not be around for a little while. Carnage, complete carnage. It sounds crazy. I'm telling you, bro. How do I know? My cousin, not the cousin you may be thinking of. I had a cousin who had a pet rabbit. Rabbit got pregnant, and while I was over her house one weekend, like this happened, and it's the tiniest of screams. The tiniest. Oh God. Oh God. It's haunting. The tiniest, and you're like, what is that noise? Carnage, bro. Little rabbit pieces everywhere, man. It's why are they like that? But then it's just like you don't think about it. Oh no, man. Yeah, they are. They are canceling those subscriptions quickly. They didn't even get a chance to check out a preview. It is over with.
Eternal erections, but penguins are so deviant they traumatized a researcher. First seals have been seen defiling penguins, and speaking of seals, researchers have documented mateless male sea otters.
Bro, why do seals do that? I have so many questions about nature, bro. So many questions about nature. Seals will straight pound on a penguin. Why? Go get another seal.
Seen defiling penguins, and speaking of seals, researchers have documented mateless male sea otters breaking baby seals with no approval. The point isn't to pass the buck to someone else's favorite animal, it's that these animals are just trying to survive. Dolphins are just that much better at it. If other animals could, they would. Hell, we can, and we have. Early cavemen also cannibalized human children, and meal prepping brains was somewhat regular. And before you judge otters and penguins, in 2022, 4 men were arrested for the crime of assaulting an endangered monitor lizard. And no amount of wordplay will let me talk about what people did to Pony the orangutan. Just know, if I can't speak on it, it must be bad. I mean, if you believe in alternate realities and that art mirrors life, then you also believe that somewhere in the universe, there's a dolphin with a snapback and a tiny mic talking about how humans are the spawn of Satan behind a green screen of this guy. Morality is really a social construct, and I think dolphins were just smart enough and just cute enough for us to move the goalposts and judge them by human standards. Then I think people be trying to correct all the shark slander, which is probably a crazy thing to hear from the same guy that made this. Here's my thing, everything I said dolphins do in this video is true, at least to my knowledge, but when I'm calling them a sea diddy or a water Weinstein or Satan's 9-foot hate boner, we call that a sentence enhancer, especially when I'm calling something a homicidal threat to national security, kind of a what you say, not how you say it. Am I backpedaling? I don't think so. I mean, I love animals. I don't want you to watch my video.
It's just funny. I get what he's saying. He's those word enhancers. You know what other people do? They just curse. Those are word enhancers. They just curse. So, you know, he's being creative, which is actually a better way to do it. And I can't lie. I try to do the same thing. Keep the curses to a minimum, man. There's so many words in the English language. Why not try it out? See what you could get.
How you say it. Am I backpedaling? I don't think so. I mean, I love animals. I don't want you to watch my videos and go drop kick an otter, or pray chimpanzees go extinct, or hate dolphins. I don't even hate dolphins for real. There's also the whole overcorrection thing. I feel like there's two ways people see animals. There's the Disney side, the side that told people elephants think we're puppies, and the side that convinced Buddy this was a good idea. And then you got the side that would legitimately sleep better at night if Thanos would have had beef with dolphins. The thing is, both sides can get the animal put on a shirt. Bad PR almost got sharks and wolves wiped out. At the same time, Freya the walrus had to get put down because people literally wouldn't stop getting too close to her. Because the worst thing a wild animal can do is forget its fear of humans. The part of Chiao's story—
That is very true. And we love animals and we love them and love being around them, but they're supposed to be scared of us. They're supposed to. Like, animals in nature should not just like walk up to a human being. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't. But to have to kill a walrus because people were getting too close to it. You remember what they did to Harambe? You remember that? They will take an animal out in a heartbeat and not think about it. Maybe make some shoes or a purse. Like, they don't think about it. It's nothing. It is nothing. But that's crazy though, because like I love animals. I dig animals. I'm with it. I love animals. So to hear that they killed the walrus because people didn't know how to control themselves is a little upsetting. It is. It really is.
To her, because the worst thing a wild animal can do is forget its fear of humans. The part of Chiao's story I didn't tell you was the part where people kept harassing him, even trying to pour beer and stick ice cream cones down his blowhole before he started fighting back. What I think is for decades people looked at dolphins with Disney glasses and sharks were the monsters, and overcompensation has it flipped where really neither animal belongs on either side. Elephants are my favorite animals and they're probably the best example of this. In 2011, a herd of elephants showed up to their caretaker's home after he died and held their own 2-day vigil and would return every year on the same day to mourn him. An elephant also traveled over 100 miles to flatline a 70-year-old woman only to desecrate her corpse at her funeral.
I've heard that story for years. Like, years. I believe it 100%. I haven't seen any video. I believe that story. I believe elephants are just as powerful as we say they are. Like, mentally. They're so smart.
It was filmed trying to rescue a rhino stuck in a pit before lions could get to him. Elephants were also responsible for running through rhinos like a yellow light. Dolphins aren't evil prison bullies or innocent sea angels. They're just dolphins. But you know, maybe I haven't talked enough about the other side of dolphins. Like, you know, dolphins have specific names for each other that they'll respond to. They also recognize each other by urine, so they really got a whole 2-factor authentication. Pregnant dolphins will teach the unborn calf its name by singing it constantly while it's still in the oven. Speaking of babies, newborn dolphins don't sleep for the entire first month of their life, which means neither do their mothers. Dolphins are highly emotional, and just like elephants, they also mourn the dead. One orca made headlines when she carried her lifeless calf on her nose for 17 days and over 1,000 miles. And with orcas, they're one of the few animals on the planet to go through menopause, and the most likely reason is so elderly orcas can stop worrying about being mothers and instead focus on being grandmothers. That matriarch system is why dolphins, especially orcas, have not just their own cultures, but they even have trends just like us. For example, in the 80s, one orca was seen carrying a dead salmon on her head for no reason but a fashion statement. And in less than 2 weeks, the orca influencer had not just her own pod, but 2 others doing it. Things like that are how orca OGs pass knowledge down. They even have their own way of disciplining children. Sometimes when dolphin calves wander too far, the mother will toss the calf in the air as punishment. Repeatedly. For up to 40 minutes straight. But considering wandering off can get the baby...
I've never heard that. So you telling me orcas might be more black than white? If you're laying down the law for 40 minutes straight? That was a joke. I'm not saying that it's just a black or white thing. It's just a joke. Oh, man. It may have not been funny, but it was funny to me. So, yeah, no. That's funny. That's funny. Straight discipline for 40 minutes because you didn't want to listen. Reminds me of my mom.
Repeatedly. For up to 40 minutes straight. But considering wandering off can get the baby canceled by a pack of males, I see where she's coming from. But males aren't even that bad. Dolphins will often have their version of a midwife, a dolphin auntie that assists with birth and helps with the calf. And sometimes this dolphin auntie is actually a male. And of course you got stories of dolphins saving people from drowning and sharks, but one dolphin went way off script. In 2008, a mother pygmy sperm whale and her son got stranded, and rescuers spent more than an hour trying to return them to sea and even considered putting both of them out of their misery. That was until popular bottlenose dolphin Moko appeared and led the trapped whales through a narrow channel back to sea, saving them both. A year later, Moko...
Okay, my question is why are they always so ready to kill an animal when they can't do something with it? Like, let's just kill it. What is with y'all? Like, come on, bro. What if somebody did that to you? Oh, you don't feel like getting up today? Nah, let's just get rid of them. What? You cannot keep doing that. You can't just keep taking these animals out because they don't do what you want them to. That's crazy. Just, first of all, leave them alone. Secondly, leave them alone.
Drowned a woman he was playing with because he got too excited to let her return to shore and she almost got reverse baptized. You see that? Duality. So yeah, I don't hate dolphins, I don't hate any animal. I'm not fully bending the knee, I'm gonna still get my jokes off when I can. But moral of the story? Manatees are the most wholesome creatures alive, and last year one named Hugh past tense after a bigger male confused him for a mate and literally ripped him a new one. The worst part? It was his brother. If they can do that, dolphins can't be that bad. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother, don't hug a dolphin unless you're prepared to end up like Hank. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Oh. Bro, that's cool. See? That's cool, man. I used to sit up in the Georgia Aquarium. If you've ever been at the Dolphin exhibit up at the top, there was I don't know if it's still there. There was a small little store. I helped implement that type of procedure. Believe it or not, I did. At the time when I started working there, we didn't have any gift shops other than the main one. And so the thought was, well, how do we capitalize? We need to capitalize. Well, let's put a store up there. That way, when they come out of the Dolphin show, they have all their Dolphin stuff right here. We don't miss that dollar. We don't miss that step. Within a couple of days, maybe a week or two, those stores popped up. And if you ever went to the Georgia Aquarium, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hi. I helped with that. I used to spend so much time up there in the Dolphin store. And then, when it was quiet and the show was going on and no one was around, I'd be next to the window playing with the Dolphins. You get one of those little stuffed dolphins with the Georgia Aquarium t-shirt, and oh my God. It's a real small dolphin. And then they had like bigger ones, but they were still small compared to real dolphins. And I would put it up to the window and play with it at the window, and they would go crazy. But now that I'm thinking about this and what we just watched, they wanted to kill that baby. Bro. They wanted to tear that little thing apart. They used to go nuts. I'm telling you, if you ever get a chance to go to the Georgia Aquarium and you purchase a stuffed dolphin toy, the little one with the hoodie on, yeah, but there's a bigger one, probably about 20 inches. That one. Oh my gosh, they would lose their mind when you put that up to the window and you play with it. Wow. Y'all just watched me come to that realization. That's crazy. That's probably what was happening during that time. I used to do it all the time. Like, it's like 6 or 7 dolphins in there. They would cycle them through. There's 2 tanks. There's a tank you can see. Then there's their performance tank. Oh no, I think there was 3 tanks. The performance tank, the tank that you can see when you're going into the auditorium, and then they're like separation tank where they would keep certain dolphins separated from others because they would beat on each other, bro. Like, I've watched a dolphin chase the dolphin around. Dolphins are, man, I'm trying to tell you, I used to sit up there all the time. This was a really good video. A lot of information. I'm shocked at some things that I didn't know. I've always liked getting refreshed on information that I have a little bit of knowledge about. But yeah, these casual Geographic videos might keep coming, bro, because that was good. Very insightful. If you like this, hit those buttons. You know where to find me. And lock it in, man. I'm going to see you again. Oh, yeah. Get out there and go have a good